before her tonsillectomy and getting her adenoids out, Maggie was our kind of family clown. She was the one who made everybody laugh. Best personality, she was just very positive all the time. Probably since 7 and recovering the next year, different child. It's changed our lives.
Well, the first thing, I just remember is getting, these really bad headaches, and then it was always just, right on, the front side of my head, and then, my neck.
She was always having ear infections, and so we got her tonsils out, and everything seemed to be fine there for a couple of years. Then she got to complaining about headaches, and off to the races her mom went.
After she had her tonsils removed, within a year, I saw this little girl that was always joking and smiling, that was docile almost, was not a happy child. And we knew something was wrong, but we didn't realize that it was all related to pain.
And it was doctor after pain clinic after headache. I talked to her orthodontist and said, you might as well look and evaluate Maggie. And immediately he saw that there were some alignment issues and some problems. And he said, man, has she not been complaining about headaches? And it was like someone turned the light on.
He looked at Maggie and he was like, oh, wow, I can't help her. And he was like, I can't help her. You need to go see a man who invented the jaw joint replacement. And he kind of had a feeling that might be something that she needed. We didn't know this. We went to Baylor.
We went in there, and Dr. Wolford told me that I need a double jaw joint replacement. And we were just like, oh my God, I didn't even know I had a jaw problem.
We left the appointment, and I remember walking out of the appointment, and Maggie got in the car, and I just hit my knees because he's like, she needs total jaw replacement. We had no clue, none. We were blindsided. Nobody had prepared us for that path.
It's like we were blindsided with how bad they thought she was and what their course of action should be and what we should do.
So that's kind of when we really hit the road on making sure we were in the right decision. We visited many doctors. We had people say, acupuncture, do acupuncture. We did it. Didn't help. We did some alternative medicines, and I told them, I was like, listen, we've seen people here in Hot Springs, in Little Rock, in different areas, and they're just, no way would I ever put a kid through that.
As they moved around the country I remember, I can almost see a map, from Dallas to around Sarasota over to Jacksonville, Florida, and then back here. We were fortunate enough to find out about Dr. Bolding.
We saw an orthodontist, and he said, Jennifer, you've got to send her. You've seen all these people. He was just astonished by Maggie's medical records of who all that we've seen. He was like, you've seen the best in the nation. Why have you not went up to Dr. Bolding? I said, in Fayetteville? In Arkansas? And of course, are you kidding? We don't have to drive 15, 18 hours, 20 hours to see someone. Of course, we'll check it out. We walked in, he came in, he was like, you play golf? And they hit it off. he said, you know what, hold on just a second. I mean, he talked to her about her pain and what management she's been going through and the different process. And he said, hold on just a second. Let me go get your MRIs and your scans. And I'll never forget, she looked at me and she's like, book the surgery, Mom. This is the one. This is the one.
When I first saw Maggie, she had seen several providers all over the United States. Her parents were very concerned about her pain and her jaws and her jaw joint, and rightfully so. And she had gone to see some of the leading providers in the United States, and I know most of my colleagues that has seen her. And she had a variety of treatment recommendations, and this started at an early age. And so she had no option really in a non-surgical approach. She had tried conservative management with splints and braces and things that obviously weren't working. So when we saw that there was damage in the joint, it was questionable whether or not the joint was going to be a viable joint long term. The parents decided that we wanted to try to repair the ligaments and see if we could get the disc back over the head of the condyle and repair the ligaments, and so we attempted that surgery initially.
We felt safe with him, comfortable. More importantly, she felt safe and comfortable, and that was the biggest thing for us. Like I said, she had developed alopecia the year before, and I knew at that point when I saw what was happening to her hair, it's time. So he did the surgery. About 2 or 3 months after she healed, my husband and I went down, had an appointment with Dr. Bolding, and said, something's got to happen. It's not working. It didn't work. And so he's like, well, she needs joints.
Maggie did fairly well for a little while after the surgery, but the joints continued to deteriorate. And despite our attempts to arrest the deterioration, she continued to have severe pain, locking, limited opening, and the joints continued to melt. Despite her tremendous athletic abilities in her golf and what she was doing, it was really affecting her lifestyle, and her family came back to see me on multiple occasions, and it was determined that there really wasn't an option for Maggie other than replacing her jaw joints with artificial joints. So that's what we elected to do.
So we started that process, and of the fitting and the scans and making sure that her body would not reject the metals.
Today, I'm very excited for Maggie. It's been a long-awaited time period that she's been waiting for this. You know, she's been suffering since she was a small girl with this condition. So we're finally, day of the surgery, we've got her total joints ready to go for her jaw joints, and she's going to do very well. It's right here. There's a very little joint space. On the day of the operation, Maggie's family came from Hot Springs, all of them, and she had a very strong supportive family. We had the digital plan and the custom jaw joints made, and she had her jaw joint surgery and upper jaw advancement. Maggie's surgery went very well. The TMJ total joints were custom and they fit perfectly. The alignment of her jaws looked good. We advanced her jaws. She's going to have a good airway. Good repositioning. She's going to like the way her face looks. I know that. I couldn't ask it to go any better. She's going to do very, very well.
From there, we had the surgery, and like she said, the recovery was hard, but she overcame it, and she's feeling better today.
I could say that my surgery in October has definitely completely changed my life.
Use the visual feedback, so she gets tactile and visual feedback and tries to contract each muscle that facial nerve innervates. Yeah, so.
I know when he said, when I came Friday,
There's some little muscles under the base of the skull called the suboccipital muscles, and when they get tight, it causes a tension headache.
I said, well, why don't we just skip the golf tournament? Mom, no. You don't know what you're asking.
I've learned to be extremely grateful for what I have because things can be taken away from you. I had no idea Maggie's the strongest person that I know. I don't think I would make it if I went through what she's going through. I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so many emotions all at once that she's taught me, even though I'm the big sister. I need to be teaching her things, but she's taught me so much throughout everything.
So we've went through a lot of trauma that we didn't know, but Dr. Bolding's office has always made us kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Maggie has come a long way as far as the pain ceasing. And I think she maybe still has a few little headaches here and there, but nothing to compare with what she had before.
Maybe a month ago, I called my wife and told her, said, Maggie told me today's the first day she hadn't had a headache in as far back as she can remember. And I think she was maybe turning a corner. And I think it's continually getting a lot better. If you ask her now, would she do it again? Absolutely.
Maggie and her parents didn't give up hope. They had been told that there were no options from some people and some providers to wait till she's much older and treat this. Because of their dedication to finding answers, luckily we've been able to provide her with a solution that gives Maggie some hope. So I'm happy to say that there is light at the end of the tunnel for Maggie and her family now. She's starting to have many more better days than bad days. And now she can pursue that golf career, or really any career she wants, long term. And I'm very excited for her, and I'm glad she's doing well. And it's just an honor to treat her and her family.
It's like me and Dr. Bolding had a connection, and like the people there, I think maybe it was just the golf connection or something. I just felt like that was going to be the right decision. So, but if Dr. Bolding's going to see this, I definitely want him to know that he is doing such great things. So.
You've heard the old saying, the light at the end of the tunnel? I think that's what I was seeing. I saw a young lady that was smiling again, joking again, giving me a hard time, in fact. So, it's just fabulous.
Maggie has compassion, and she has it in her heart that she wants to help people. If they can't overcome it, at least to give some type of an encouragement to them, to say, this is what happened, and here's how I overcame it.
During all this, she has learned she has so much strength, so much courage, and a willingness to not stop.